Hello everyone, and this is the Norwegian top 8 of the Norwegian National Championship, and I apparently need to fix my interface so we actually see the game and not my face. There we go. We have SONDRE AUESTAD on the left and ANDREAS MONSÅS on the right, and with me for commenting today we have the forever X-Wing Norwegian national champion in first edition and the second edition Norwegian champion as well, double title, Mr. Yearfire, also known as my head is breaking right now, Arild. Yes.
Hello. Yes. So just to clarify, it's not an official national championship. The first ones weren't, and this one is not official, but it's a local tournament. And yes, I won the first one. No, not the first one. The last one in first edition and the first one in second edition.
Yes.
But I'm not playing in the top cut today, so I'm. Thanks for letting me join commentating.
That's very much my pleasure. I should hide the chat, at least mostly there. Yep. Tiny few things left to do in the interface. If I want to have access to this and there. No, that's not what I wanted to do actually. Go back to being a spectator. Go back to the normal camera. And then I can get this out cleaner. All right, then Arild, can you walk us through the list that we have today?
Sure. So let me just pull them up, if I can find them. Yeah, so we have first Sondre's list is a Republic list. He's flying Obi-Wan Kenobi with calibrated laser targeting, Anakin Skywalker in the Naboo Starfighter with advanced proton torpedoes. Then he's flying Shak-Ti with Patience and Predator, and then Ahsoka Tano with Chopper and calibrated laser targeting.
Shak-Ti is the tattoo that allows you to keep focuses or green tokens or something by spending force.
The Ahsoka or
the Shak-Ti.
Shak-Ti, yeah. Shak-Ti's ability reads, at the start of the end phase, you may spend any number of force charges to choose that many friendly ships at range 0 to 2. Yeah. Each chosen ship does not remove one focus or evade tokens during this end phase.
Yeah.
So it's an interesting... And Patience reads, at the start of the engagement phase, if there is an enemy ship in your front arc, you may gain 1 deplete token to recover 1 force charge.
Yeah, so potentially 2 recovers per turn, and then use 2 to keep the green tokens on everyone. Rinse and repeat. Yeah, sounds good.
Yeah, I think that would mostly be used for the turn before the first engagement.
Yeah.
But maybe we'll see how Sondre is using it. Andreas is flying a Scum list. He's flying Talonbane Cobra with Fearless and Afterburners. And then he's flying Old Tarok with Fearless. And then he's flying Ketsu with Fearless, Maul Crew, Contraband Cybernetics, and the Shadowcaster title.
The rather typical Ketsu list.
It's a Ketsu list. So we have... Andreas has all 5 Initiative 5 pilots, while... Sondre has 1 5, and then the rest are 4s. Actually, Ahsoka is 3, but it's not. Doesn't matter that much. Yeah. So it looks like Sondre has set up his list in this angled pattern.
Yes.
I'm not sure if this is. It looks like it's 22.5 degrees.
Yeah, something like that.
That's interesting because usually, well, there are 2 reasons you would want to do that. The first being you have the reposition ability, so you move after your opponent, which is not the case in this matchup. Mm-hmm. All of Andreas's ships move after all of Sondre's. Mm-hmm. But the other reason is if you just gamble that you feel more comfortable flying in 22.5 degrees than your opponent does. and that might be perfectly valid.
3 of the ships need the bullseye to be aligned, and I think there's also like a slight advantage being a bit tilted compared to opponents to get more bullseye to be active.
And there we go. There's a completely valid reason to. Yeah.
I think that's why I would fly kind of tilted when I fly the Jedi at least.
Yeah.
I'm not totally sure the math really works, but I've heard people say that it's usually better. Until
that makes sense. The 2 small-based ships in Andreas' squad can reposition.
Yes.
So and the 22.5 degrees makes so when you are in 22.5 degrees, then your opponent is on 22.5 degrees compared to your ship as well.
Yeah.
And the 22.5 degrees makes the reposition, especially the barrel roll, more powerful.
Yeah.
And so Andreas might be able to take advantage of that. We'll see.
We will see.
The other part being, of course, that the lanes don't match up, so you can abuse lanes that your opponent can't.
Yeah, and there's like in front of Ashoka, just going straight there, and there's clearly.
Yeah.
Actually, there isn't.
And Ahsoka is an interesting ship in this position because with Chopper, after spending the 2 charges from the controlled side of Chopper, taking red evade actions, then you flip the card over to a side where you jam a ship at range 1. You have to jam a ship at range 1 every turn. So it's a gamble. You're gambling that you're able to have an enemy ship in range 1. Actually, it's a 0-1. So if you don't have any ships, then you have to jam yourself. But with Ahsoka, you have a powerful ability to reposition with her ability. So we might see Sondre using that to get into that range 1. But of course, that's very dangerous when you're flying against Ketsu and Fenrau and Talonbane too.
Yeah, but they're of course so both players want to be at range 1 of each other. So he's going to try to get at range 1 to get the Fearless, range 1 to get Ketsu to work, and then of course risk getting jammed.
Yeah, Ahsoka wants to be in range 0 actually, because then she's not getting shot. But being at range 0 of Ketsu is not ideal either, because then you get fractured.
Yeah, I'm all too familiar with that. Well, actually, I fly Ketsu a lot. So my opponents are very familiar with that.
So you know how you can use. Ideally, of course, the blocking ability with Ketsu is better if you move first, because then you get an action and your opponent doesn't. But with her being initiative 5, that doesn't happen that often.
No.
So Andreas is in an interesting position because he has put all his ships up in that corner, and I'm not entirely sure if I agree with that. His list is more AC, so he'll have to do some work to
really get a pincer maneuver. Or
make sure he gets to outmaneuver his opponent, outmaneuver Sondre. And I'm not sure being up in that part of the board makes that easier or harder. Of course, the Jedis are very maneuverable, so it's hard to outmaneuver them. But maybe he can use the set of rocks between them to his advantage in this position.
Yeah, what I'm seeing happening there is Ketsu more or less slowly getting close to the 2 rocks in the middle there, and trying to potentially track the people either on the rocks or in disadvantageous positions, and then the 2 aces probably going to the top left corner and then flying back down. I think that's probably the approach he's trying to make work.
Yeah, Fenrau could go around that top rock.
Trock.
But Talonbane doesn't have the boost action inherently. He only has afterburners, so we only have 2 uses of that boost.
Yeah, which you should not
So,
use
so I
early in the game.
I would be surprised to see him use it long before the first turn of combat.
Yeah, agreed.
Looks like Ahsoka is moving. Is not moving directly into that lane at least. So
No.
And we can see here, Sondre spent the first charge on Chopper on that very first turn, taking a stress to take the evade action, but is saving the last charge, preferably for the first turn, for the first engagement turn.
Yeah, it's nice to have one evade there. Can always be practical.
Yeah, and with Shock T, you can actually
keep the focus from the previous turn.
Save it, yeah.
Oh, yeah, or even save the evade, yeah. Yeah, so Ketsu getting in position to go through these rocks. Yeah, no lock gonna happen. Well, lock a rock.
No locking the rock, and that is important because Ahsoka has jam. Or with Chopper, there's jam on the board. So with so that would be could be sort of a jam defense. Although now that I say that out loud, it really doesn't matter because that jam happens at the start of the engagement phase. So so at that point, you either have a focus action to jam away or focus to jam away, and then Chopper or Sondre can choose to take away the focus.
Absolutely.
Or just it doesn't matter. So so it really didn't matter locking that rock in this position.
No.
So we see Fenrau not going around that top rock. Given that Sondre went away with his list, that might be a smart decision.
But is he gonna be able to go straight without clipping the rock?
I think so, but I'm not sure. That's really close.
It's really close. If we go nearby there, yeah, I would not bet my life.
He might not want to risk it anyway.
No, so maybe just a bank of sorts that should clear, no problem.
Yeah, if it fits, then it's a good maneuver because I'm surprised if we'll see Sondre move turn in with his ships this next turn. That will mean Obi-Wan and Shock T are probably not in range to get any shots.
No.
Maybe Shock T, but I don't think Obi-Wan will be.
Is he gonna try to go with Shock T and Obi-Wan in the middle of the cluster of rocks and clouds there? Or do you think he'd just go all the way around?
It depends on what he does with Anakin and Ahsoka.
Yeah.
If he finds a way, if he turns in with Ahsoka and Anakin, then if he can find a way to move Obi-Wan and Shock T between that gas cloud and the rock, that would be powerful. I'm not sure since they move so differently. Then it's they move similarly, but they have different reposition triggers. That might be difficult.
And now I'm getting quite scared. Like Ketsu can just move in there, and anyone too close to that rock might actually be very much close to that rock, as in on top of it.
Well, Ketsu's ability only works at range 0 to 1.
Yeah. Or if she actually hits you.
Yeah, but
with the title.
Or if she hits you with the Shadowcaster title.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be too afraid of this next turn, because if there's a shot, that will be range 3.
Yeah. And that should be. Yeah. Yes, but like hard turning with Benanakin and Ashoka there seems probably a bit ballsy. Probably try to escape.
Yeah. He might do it to avoid being chased. If that 5 forward from Fenrau fits, then that's powerful if he turns away. Because then you have Fenrau on your tail, and that never feels good.
It's not Fenrau.
It's not Fenrau. It's actually Alterok, but
pretty much the same. But
still, it doesn't feel good. Yeah.
No.
In this position, it's pretty much the same thing because you won't have, at least this next turn, you won't have range 1.
No. Alterok is a good counter to Shakti. Like, oh, you have plenty of green tokens. No. Not anymore.
Yeah, but on the other hand, Jedi doesn't care that much because they have all the Force.
Yeah. We have to remember not to use the Force to get tokens from, like, for instance, from Ashoka. That would just throw them away.
Just reposition with your Force or with your regular action, and then use your Force for mods. So here we can see Andreas putting a large Baby Yoda Force token on Ketsu for Maul crew.
Yeah, he stole it from me yesterday.
Okay.
When we had a
looks like we're ready to move.
Game. Yeah. Ketsu versus Ketsu game.
SONDRE is actually not ready. So he's still looks like he's still pondering on Anakin's style.
Yeah. I played Andreas yesterday. Ketsu and Ketsu with Guri and Kanan won against Ketsu and Alterok and Talonbane, but you know, in the end he got into the cut and I didn't. Yeah, yesterday.
Yeah. Oh, so you actually won against Andreas's list?
Yeah.
Yeah. How did he fly it?
I don't think it was. I think he went a bit wide with Alterok, and by the time he could really come back, his Ketsu was basically dead. He got a damage engine at the worst moment possible. Like, he was already stressed, and clearly the hard 3 was what he would have liked to do, but then he would still be stressed and then unable to take actions. And so he went straight, and then Guri was behind him, and there's nothing you can do when Guri is behind you. So
no, yeah.
Poor Ketsu there.
Ketsu is probably the least maneuverable ship in Andreas's list. And with the Jedis being as maneuverable as they are in this matchup, and he has to be a bit careful. So looks like he's moving away. SONDRE is moving away with his ships, landing Ahsoka on this gas cloud. Not taking any strain from it losing his action, but because of Ahsoka's ability, it really doesn't matter.
Yeah, and even the ship
and even fine-tuned controls to go yeah. So he just used Ahsoka's ability to take a focus action.
Yeah. Sounds not too bad.
Yeah. And in this position, you.
Toby in the chat says that he played actually both Andreas and me, and he beat both of us. But he gave a lot of gave away a lot of points to Andreas, and not so much to me, which is why Andreas made the cut.
Which is why Andreas is here and you're not.
Yeah, Andreas ended up with 17 MOV points better than me.
That's super close.
Yeah.
So it looks like SONDRE is moving in with his ships here.
Yeah.
Part way. Anakin is focus evaded here, so he's unlikely to take any damage, depending on where SONDRE's ships end up. But SONDRE will not end up getting very many shots this turn.
No. Well, we could see Talonbane doing a 3-bank, doing the thrusters to go around the rock, and then really might be a range 1 into Anakin on the side of Anakin. That would be very painful.
Going around that rock yeah, he didn't risk the forward maneuver with
No, that was...
rock.
I wouldn't have either. Okay, he's trying to get a shot there from the side from Talonbane. From Old T.
From Old Rock, yeah. And now Sondre has an Old Rock on his tail.
Oh, he went there with Terok.
And then Talonbane.
Yeah.
Yeah, there comes the barrel roll.
Also rolling. Yeah. I think it would have gone very aggressive and 3-banked boosted. Oh, he spent a charge of the auto thrusters? When was that? I missed it.
Must have used it earlier. I didn't see that.
Previous turn, maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
Okay, Kitsu,
so,
no shot.
So Kitsu don't have any shots. Let's see what Andreas' small ships can do.
Yeah. That's a range 2 to Anakin.
Into Anakin.
Without any mods, I think. So
without any mods, that's nothing. Yeah.
That's nothing, and then a range 3 from Old Rock. Two hits.
Yeah, so then it's almost unnecessary to roll. You're likely to
safe.
Don't get 3 damage when Anakin has both a focus and an evade.
Yeah, no need for tokens. All right. Then the last shot that's gonna be Anakin on Kitsu, range 3 there. 2 dice of the primary attack against 3. That's 1 too many. Yep, there it goes. Hit crit. That is
hit crit. So unless we see any natural squiggles, then there will be.
It's good.
No, with the evade token, it doesn't go through.
Spend token, be safe.
Or the force.
The force, yeah.
Just for fun, spend the force instead.
Both works. All right, and then we'll be back to dials. With 15 minutes on the clock. No damage taken.
Let's see first if Sondre spends any force charges with Shock T.
I mean, it wouldn't make sense. I mean, you always spend 1 because it just comes back
because you get it back. Yeah.
So
it looks like it's
everyone's in range.
I think.
Leave the focus on Anakin. That's what I would do. Probably.
I think this is what he's thinking about.
Easy thinking about maybe even keeping 2 focuses or two tokens.
Maybe
is quite far away from the fight.
So he's spending 1 to keep the focus token on Anakin. Yeah, I think that's what I would do too. Balancing the force management the resources on the force charges is quite okay. So looks like he left it on Ahsoka actually. No, the evade token on
keeping the evade token
on Anakin,
so he can go slow without or potentially getting double evade.
Yeah. Force management is difficult.
Yeah, especially when you have all these things that bounce on each other.
Yeah. So going into the first turn of the first engagement, I think that's the correct call.
Yeah.
You might want to spend 1 force repositioning this turn, and then you want to force mod.
Yeah. Yeah, there is going to be most likely in range 1 of Kitsu for advanced proton torpedo. Kitsu, I mean, he's going to go over the cloud whatever happens. Landing on the cloud doesn't really do anything. So probably
I think you do a 1 bank onto the cloud because that's relatively safe from getting blocked.
Yeah, and
no, you actually don't care about blocking because of
the cloud anyways.
Yeah, never mind.
I think the 1 bank is probably what gives you the most open thing. Or maybe you're going for too hard.
Shot by everything.
Yeah, I mean the too hard could be the option, and like
Yeah.
potentially turning the most and having most chance of having a one hard. Flipster in the chat says, "Hi up, Andreas. Talonbane, I mean homeboy." Yeah, he's your homeboy.
Yeah, there's some Kirags representing here.
Yeah, I like Talonbane. I like flying ACs way too much to fly a Kirax fighter.
The Kirax is a weird ship because it's kind of like an X-wing, but also not.
Yeah, it's a bit of a in between sort of thing, and I don't know. It just doesn't click for me. Doesn't make me happy.
Is that one of the ships that doesn't have a one forward?
That's a good question. Let me check.
I think it doesn't have a one forward. Yeah.
No, it has everything else.
Sondre has it. Yeah, it doesn't have a one forward. It has almost everything else. Everything else except the 3 turn.
Yeah, 3 turn. It also doesn't have 3 turns.
A lot of the original scum ships doesn't have the 3 turn.
Yeah,
it's really interesting.
The
so it looks like
E-wing has
looks
everything.
like Ahsoka is using her ability
to grant
to
lock.
give Anakin a target lock.
That makes sense. On to Ketsu for the proton torpedo. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then for herself, he's thinking about Chopper. Okay, makes sense.
Yeah, he's using Chopper. The last charge on Chopper. That
there.
will leave Ahsoka stressed, but Ahsoka doesn't really care about being stressed because of her ability.
True, but that blocks her potential turnaround maneuver there. Oh, getting strain on Anakin there, going through this cloud.
And that hurts. Not a strain, but having Anakin there hurts because Ahsoka has to move before Anakin.
Yeah, so she's gonna have to do some kind of 2 or 3 banks.
Not
sure what's blue there.
Yeah, no, I don't like that maneuver.
1 or 2 banks. Oof, yeah. Especially since, I mean, Ketsu's gonna be in the way anyways. So that's, yeah. That's the thing, like, with the stress, then the 2 the sloop is not an option anymore. Yeah, not quite sure what he's gonna do with Ashoka.
Using Obi-Wan to threaten the aces coming from behind.
Not a bad idea.
No, that's smart.
Anakin with 2 evades and a strain. Like, are you really gonna use those? Oh, 5K.
And then we have a K-turn from Ketsu. That's interesting.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea because suddenly there's quite.
I really like that move.
Yeah, that was pretty nice.
He only gets shot by Anakin and Ahsoka.
Ahsoka, yes.
Ahsoka has a range 2 or 3 shot.
And Anakin, I'm not sure it's range 1. Might be at the edge.
That looks awfully close to range 2.
Yeah.
And here we have not particularly good position from Alterok. He can boost in. That will give him a shot on Ahsoka, but I don't think he will have the shot on Anakin, and that means the shot on Ahsoka will be through that cloud.
Yeah, and he probably doesn't want to come too close to Obi-Wan, because if he boosts in there, he's gonna end up in the bullseye of Obi-Wan at range 2, probably.
Yeah.
Nah, probably.
I think that's range 3, but still, yeah.
Flipter say that the Anakin is probably range 1. Yeah.
Maybe.
I think
I'm bad at judging ranges in TTS. Yeah, it looks like it might be range 1. Yeah.
It might be. I think it's gonna be on the at the edge.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so powered out with Alterok.
And
means
taking the focus. What
means,
for?
Well, you don't really need doing any white maneuvers this next turn.
No, but I mean the focus is. I mean, it's definitely not getting shots.
Like, yeah, that's true. Yeah, he might be worried about the range 3 from Obi-Wan.
It's just 2 die attack.
Yeah, but so it's not an especially good.
It's not range 1, so no tractor.
It's range 2 from Ketsu. Yeah.
A tractor would have been bad,
It was
because then it
close.
was 0 dice. And then all you have 8 tokens, they don't do anything. Okay,
Yeah.
Shakti looked for range. What is she trying to do? Oh, patience. Trying to see if she can patience.
Ah. So it's
But did she use a 4 for
no,
something?
patience is yeah. So okay, so he looked for the shot with patience and used it to regain the force. Yeah, that's a wise decision. The range 3 on Talonbane through the gas cloud isn't going to do anything. Looks like we have a blank out from Ketsu. That hurts. Into Anakin. And that will also remove that strain token, so that you don't get any use out of this.
Yeah, that was sad. All right, Talonbane.
That's a sad Ketsu.
It's a sad Kitsu. I mean, sad Kitsu, she's not gonna get Advent Torpedo at least. That's a good start.
That's a good start, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you keep going into Anakin. No, or
changing his mind into Ashoka. It's an obstructed shot, isn't it? No.
No, it's unobstructed. You can see the bullseye there.
Yeah.
But so it's I mean, it really doesn't matter. It's not a strong shot either way.
No.
You might do 1 damage, but you're unlikely to when both of them have evade tokens.
Yeah.
Going to Ahsoka.
Ahsoka for everything. Spends the focus there.
Okay.
No reason not to. I mean, Obi-Wan would have shot already if he could.
He's
so
going to spend it.
No one is going to shoot at you. Maybe Shakti at
No,
range 3?
yeah, he would because SONDRE is first player. So he's considering, but okay, so he's leaving it there
anyway. But well, did I miss the first player? First player is the Republic. Yeah, so Obi-Wan should have shot first.
Yeah, yeah, I think they just forgot.
Yeah.
That's a lot of dice with Talonbane.
Yeah. Can you go into their room and ask them if we have it wrong with the first player?
I'll do it. I'll do that.
Thank you.
Okay. But we know who's first player because SONDRE has put the first player token down on his side. You can see the big red token.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure they just forgot it.
Okay.
I can ask if you like.
Yeah. Maybe ask because I'm not totally sure they've been coherent on that. I mean, you also started with Ketsu, so yeah. And there's 1 damaged from Anakin. No, 2 evades. 1 hit, 2 evades. Yeah, safe.
Yeah, they just forgot.
Okay, okay, all right. Everything's
just
fine.
realized and asked them. But it didn't look like it mattered.
No. Okay, Ashoka, 2 on Ketsu, and Ketsu spending the force to be safe. And there will be...
And that means
no damage, back to dials. I should update the interface with Ashoka is out of charge on Chopper, so Chopper is going to be erratic from now on. I'm going to deal jams everywhere, and given the current position, there should be people at range 1.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think he's thinking about using Shock T.
I mean, as always, no reason not to use at least 1 charge.
Absolutely.
But who do you save there? Probably
I think you do the evade on Ahsoka.
the evade on Ahsoka, yeah.
Uh,
Because she would have
yeah,
a hard
because
time
Ahsoka
getting one
won't have
again.
an action this next turn.
No. I mean,
Well, she
yeah.
will, but she wants. Okay, so
Oh,
you're using it on one of the evade tokens on
one of the
Anakin.
evade on Anakin. Okay, why not?
Yeah.
Oh, at least that's
And
what
maybe
it
another one?
seemed.
I mean, having the evade on Anakin leaves him open to K turning.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Does Ashiva have a K turn?
That's a good question.
Naboo?
The Naboo Starfighter.
I think it does.
No, he has the 3 talent rolls.
Okay, and it definitely doesn't want
Which
to do that.
does not fit to the right and goes to the cloud on the left, so yeah.
Yeah. And you don't have any problem being on the cloud, but you have a problem shooting through the cloud.
Yeah, that would be sad to to shoot your proton torpedo through the cloud.
Yeah. Yeah, you're not shooting the proton torpedo at that point.
No. Okay, so Kitsu probably doing 3 hard to get rid of the stress and see who's going to be in front of her, or even if the 3 hard really goes very far.
Accepting being bumped, yeah.
Expecting being bumped, which she's perfectly happy with. She's just going to tractor you a tiny bit and then have a fearless shot at you and with you in the tractors. That's actually a perfect situation. She loves it.
I mean, if she bumps Anakin, then she might just leave him there to not take the advanced proton torpedo.
Yeah, true.
But there will be ships in range 1, or in Ketsu's front arc this turn at range 1.
Yeah, that would be.
I think we can say that for sure.
I mean, except if SONDRE really spends all of his energy going away, but.
Yeah, that will leave him in a bad position to counter any other moves.
Toby in the chat asking if there's only one stream, and yes, there is only one stream. I took over the officiality.
So it looks like he spent both force on Shakti to keep both of the evade tokens on Ahsoka and Anakin.
Yeah.
And it's now down to 1 force at the beginning of this turn. So I'm expecting a white maneuver from Ahsoka this turn, accepting that you're stressed, but using her ability to.
She has 1 force left in the bank.
Yeah, but you have the evade token left from last turn.
Absolutely.
We could see a 2-turn left with Ahsoka and then a boost.
Just trying to fly over, or maybe get a bump from the aces. Because like the 2 hard, if she ends up jamming them, if she ends up like actually not bumping them or actually not going behind them, then it's a bad day.
That's risky, but you also have Obi-Wan coming in that way.
So
and since he shoots before, then you can move. You can strip some tokens from them before they fire.
Yeah. Terok is it's only one ship. You can only strip from 1 ship. I wasn't sure, but now I am. Okay, Ashoka,
there's
2 hard.
There's the 2-turn, as predicted.
Yes, and
then he's pointing to Chopper,
but that's not happening right now, is it?
No, it isn't that.
Oh yeah, because it should be flipped.
After you execute, it's now. It's actually now. So after you execute the maneuver, yeah. Okay, so then it would actually matter that that Kitsu has a target lock on that rock because that's before Kitsu moves. So
if she was getting but to the the fine-tuned control is also after you execute the maneuver. So he could actually, if he wasn't in range 1, he could have boosted to get in range 1 and jam.
Not only is fine-tuned controls after you execute a maneuver, Ahsoka's ability is also after executing a maneuver.
Yeah,
so you
everything
can
goes.
use both of those triggers to reposition.
So,
Looks like he just stays there and spends 1 force to take a focus action, which might get stripped from Alterok, but
yeah. But he did.
and here we're seeing Anakin using his ability to spend a force to do a barrel roll before he moves.
Yeah.
Try to block Ketsu here in a way that where she doesn't get any shots.
I'm not seeing the
like
jam token anywhere.
I just
oh yeah, it's hidden by the ship from my point of view. But yeah, it's behind. I'm not sure he's actually spent his force on Ashoka.
Maybe he didn't.
Maybe he forgot.
I'm not sure. They might have better control of the force management than we does because it's very easy to say out loud that you're spending a force or not spending a force, or just have, as long as you and your opponent has control of it, then you might forget to actually move the tokens, and so that might be just what happened. So it might be totally fine.
Yeah. Flips in the chat is commenting on the must word on Chopper, that we sort of hoping that must would be in the near future ruled as if you have a must, that's the first thing that needs to happen. And then I would change what I said on Ashoka, that she could move before doing Chopper, because Chopper would happen first. That's a problem.
That would be interesting.
There's a number
and it wouldn't
of
be that hard to do because there's also already a rule telling us that game effects happen before player effects.
Yeah.
Which is why things like the stress from debris clouds happened before.
Yeah.
Okay, so we see a K turn from...
Keep turning again with the contraband, I assume, because she was already stressed from the previous turn.
That has to be it, yeah.
Yeah. So that's
again. I'm guessing he said so, and then just haven't moved the charge yet.
No.
It's really easy to forget online too, in my experience at least.
Yeah. Okay, 2 harding there.
Here we go.
He's gonna boost to be a range 1 of Ashoka for sure. Yeah, there the contraband goes.
On the contraband.
Yeah. Oh, and the boost there.
Right in front of Ahsoka.
So Ashoka will lose both her token. Yeah, all green tokens.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then get shot with a fearless old Terok. That's gonna hurt.
And then with a fearless Talonbane.
Yeah, who is jammed but just bumped, so he doesn't care. Fearless
and that's a clever boost, because if he wouldn't have boosted with old Terok, then Talonbane would crash into Ahsoka.
Yeah, and
but now he crashes into into old Terok instead.
Yeah, so that's
clever.
That's going to be 5 dice into a tokenless Ahsoka.
Yeah, and now we see Ahsoka having to remove her tokens.
Yeah. Oh, that's going to be a bad day for Ahsoka.
Yeah, this is why I didn't like both the stress, taking the stress that turn on Ahsoka, or the combination of that stress and that maneuver with Anakin, landing Anakin right in front of Ahsoka, meaning Ahsoka's moves were really limited here.
Yeah.
So now they remember trying to do Obi-Wan first. He doesn't have any shots.
Yeah, and then we start with Talonbane with the 5 dice from his ability and the range 1.
Yeah.
So whatever dice happen, and 1... Oh, that's going to be 3 hit and a crit with Fearless.
Yeah.
Ashoka
With
taking
Fearless.
a crit for sure. Oh, that's a dead Ashoka. Boom. No, she has a force.
That's a dead Ahsoka.
She might have a force. Yeah, the accounting there I'm not totally sure on, but now they are flipping it. Okay, so Ashoka, one shield, hit, crit. What's the crit?
What's the crit? It's a Panic Pilot.
Panic
looks like.
Pilots.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Where we
that's
see
not a
Ahsoka being triple stressed.
triple stressed. Well, she'd be dead before that matters because now Terok
Yeah.
shoots.
Here we have
what are those?
Tarok shooting.
5 dice?
Isn't that one die?
No,
Yeah, that's one dice too many.
Doing it
So they're
again.
rolling it again.
2 plus Fearless, that's 3. So Ashoka needs natties, 3 natties. She doesn't have force.
3
She doesn't have
symbols there.
token.
3 evades there.
Nope, not happening. Miss Tano
Yeah, that's a dead Ahsoka.
will miss you very much. But you are now dead. Been deleted.
So
All right.
Ahsoka decided not to boost that turn. I think that was what killed her.
Yeah, the boost would have. Yeah, Terok would have either bumped
Blocked
into her
everything,
or
yeah.
yeah. I mean,
so Ketsu shooting into Shakti.
if she had boosted, then Talonbane would not have boosted, and then he would have had still a good position there. And that's safe. Ketsu not pushing anything through there. Bananakin range 2 through the cloud.
No, but Shakti had an evade and force, so...
Bananakin, nothing.
Here we have Anakin taking a shot through the debris cloud.
Yeah.
If you're going to get if you're going to get blank outs on any shots, then that's a good shot to get a blank out on.
Yeah.
You strip the strain from Ketsu, but you can live with that.
Yeah. And then Shakti shooting.
Let's see
3
where
dice.
she shoots.
Oh, she has a range 1 on the... yeah. Onto Old Terok. Old Terok. Yeah, the focus.
Who will have Concord Dawn.
Concord Dawn works, so that's nothing.
Yeah. So I think that was a mistake too. I think he should have shot into one of the other ships, because Concord Dawn with a focus token is really strong.
Yeah, it's I mean, it's a guaranteed 1 evade, and then on 3 dice you probably have at least 1 paint, so it's probably okay. Now he's going to spend Shakti.
So he's using
on
Shakti's ability to keep the evade token on Anakin.
Okay.
So what can Sondre do to pull this out? He has to remove a ship.
He has to remove a ship right
he
now.
He hasn't done any damage yet.
No.
Well, and he has to get Obi-Wan into the fight.
Yeah. We know Ketsu is double stressed and does not have contraband anymore, so she's not going to go anywhere super smart. And she's going to go through the cloud again, so probably going for a 3 hard to get rid of one of the stresses. Bumping into whatever.
Yeah. But does Sondre have any way to punish that? The best way to punish it, I think, would be to get Shakti out of the way to get the shot from Obi-Wan into the side arc. But Anakin looks like he won't. Yeah, maybe he can barrel roll out and then turn in.
Yeah, that's probably the idea. Yeah, barrel roll to the right and then do a turn. They have the 1 turn, right? Yes. No, they don't. But roll to the right, too hard should fit. No, they don't. I just checked. They have 2 and 3, but they don't have the 1 turn. They're like the Jedi.
Yeah. No, but the 2 hard is really fine. If you barrel roll out and then 2 turn in.
Yeah, that's totally fine. And then take a focus, and that potentially a range 1 on the side of Ketsu. With the advancement torpedo, with the lock that is still somewhere around. That could be powerful. Start to put a dent.
I think that's your move. I think that's your move to get ahead here. Is trying to pump as much damage into Ketsu this turn.
The thing is, it's kind of like when you think about it, it's sort of predictable. So maybe Andreas will just go straight with Ketsu, getting away and coming back later, trying to avoid getting in the middle of the mess there.
I mean, you could try to use Shakti to punish that. I'm not sure how you could do that. Maybe a turnaround maneuver.
And then you still have the 2 other ships that love being at range 1 and probably are going to be close by.
Maybe. I'm not sure if I see a way to get them into very good positions this turn.
No.
You could 2-turn Talonbane, and then just a 1 bank from, or 2-turn Alterok, and then a 1 bank from Talonbane.
Yeah. Getting in the middle.
Yeah,
there.
there's a lot of options on Andreas' side.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, on both sides. The big question is where does Ketsu go, and then should the Jedi and Anakin actually go somewhere down to the right and try to avoid the 3-turn from Ketsu, or is Ketsu actually going to go straight and then actually making that area very dangerous? It's a bit of a gamble.
Yeah, if Ketsu goes straight, then the barrel roll 2 turn from Anakin is scary.
Yeah, actually really, really bad. Because you would end up probably being tracted, maybe not on the rock, but tracted somewhere where he doesn't have a shot anymore, or at least not at Ketsu. Let's see, it's happening now.
I mean, that might be difficult, but yeah.
So
okay,
Shakti
like
spending a force for a reposition. Yeah.
Yeah.
For a boost there, okay. And then she has the first movement with a 4K, hoping it fits. Oh, very nice.
That's close. That's a good move. That's an interesting place to be.
That was ballsy. Visualizing the boost and the 4K there to fit.
That leaves her safe from
Ketsu.
Probably safe from both of the small ships on Andreas' side.
Yeah, because I don't think that's the kind of move he would have called. Okay, that's.
She won't have a good shot in return, but depending on what Ketsu does, of course.
I think Anakin is doing what we said he would. Oh, 3 hard on the cloud.
Oh, the 3 hard landing in on the gas cloud.
That's not what I would have done. I think that the 2
still
was
gets
better.
his evade from the full throttle ability.
But no focus.
Is that what that thing is called?
The
full throttle.
Throttle, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay, Obi-Wan just staying out. Oh, Ketsu going. Oh, that's a range 1 on Obi-Wan there.
Yeah, that's gonna hurt.
Putting him on the rock with a roll forward, probably not even being obstructed on the shot. Oh, that's gonna be horrible.
That's gonna hurt, and Anakin won't have a shot in return, and Shakti's shot will be through the gas cloud, so it really doesn't matter.
Yes, 2 dice through the gas cloud. Not gonna do anything. You're super stressed, Ketsu. She should have at least 2 stresses.
She has stressed, and Annie moved through the. She moved through the.
Yeah, so that's that lock does not go there. Can you jump there and remind them?
I'll jump in and remind them. Yeah.
That she's at least 1 stress and goes through a cloud.
Yeah, they
fixing it.
Just forgot to stress.
Yeah, but also the cloud.
And the cloud, yeah.
It's like.
And now we're rolling for the cloud.
Yeah, and now getting
Ketsu's taking
the strain. I mean, I understand the excitement. You get there like, yes, Obi-Wan, you're gonna be dead, and then you forget all the things that are bad for you. But
everything else, yeah.
But that's not how it works. Sadly enough.
So Old Tarok didn't bump. He's
No, just
staying there, getting a
2-turn
nice range 2 shot on
slice.
Obi-Wan.
And yeah, I was like, oh, it has a great shot on Kitsu. Yeah, well, no, that's not how that works. Okay, Shakti checking for patience.
Yeah, might as well. You're not getting much use of that shot either way.
No,
Looks like
it checked for it, but I'm not sure it took it. Yeah, I had the tractors there.
No, it doesn't look like it. Yeah, and here goes the Obi-Wan on the rock.
He tracted barrel right forward. Yeah, trying to get him to have the corner on the other side of the rock.
The shot with Ketsu might be obstructed. But
yeah, it's going to be obstructed. Yeah. He chooses to rotate to not go over the rock again.
Yeah.
Not an absurd choice, and also that deactivates Fearless.
So Ketsu won't have the Fearless. That's interesting, and it's an interesting position to be in for next turn.
So obstructed range 1. That's going to be 4 versus 3 because of the tractor and rock. That's 1 die too many for now. It's rolling them before the attack. Yeah, you can then spend the force for 3.
I'll go tell them.
Yeah. There. Fixed. So he did crit, re-rolling the dice for 2 evades. Well, in the end, 3 dice were better than 4. Losing 1 shield on Mr. Kenobi, or the shield on Kenobi.
Old Tarek's shot is range 2.
Range 2, not obstructed. 3 versus 2 this time. Spending the force for the focus for 2. Obi-Wan takes 1 more. Down to half points. That's 80 points to 0 for Andreas. That's 2 obstructive shots.
Keep pounding into Obi-Wan, I think.
That's probably the better shot, yeah. It's 3v3, but it would be 3v3 with a bunch of evade tokens the other way.
Yeah, 3v3 that means into Anakin. It would be 3v... No, it's the same actually.
Yeah, it's also obstructed, so yeah. But anyway, he rolled nothing.
But yeah, didn't roll any.
Yeah.
Didn't roll anything. Maybe Anakin will have a shot.
No, doesn't look like it. Then Shakti did not take the depletes to get the force back with patience, so she has a clean shot.
I think she looked for the unobstructed shot on Talonbane.
Yeah. Oh, and she actually takes the... Yeah, I mean, it's spent the focus, so it's slightly more vulnerable than... Yeah, because it's a bullseye, so it's a better dice there.
Yeah, but there's more dice, and you have the gas cloud.
Yeah.
The Predator reroll, giving you the 3 dice.
It won't matter.
And here you have, with the gas cloud, there's all the 3 you need.
Yeah.
I mean, that might have been a better shot, but it's unlikely to do anything either way. Yeah, you might have unlikely to do much either way, but you might have a big better chance on
Talonbane was a range 3, and range 3 Talonbane is actually a 4 die defense.
But it's unmodified.
It's unmodified, yeah. But it was only 2 from her without Predator. So it was 3 with Predator on 4 in a cloud, or 2 without Predator on 4.
Yeah.
Nothing. So, yeah.
So Obi-Wan has to avoid getting blocked by, or block. Yeah, Obi-Wan is actually in a good position. I was about to say that he has to avoid blocking Ketsu, but blocking Ketsu doesn't really matter if Ketsu lands on that rock. And I think she does that if she does.
So if Obi-Wan does like
one bank.
some kind of slow maneuver, gets rid of the stress, block Ketsu on the rock.
Yeah.
Ketsu is still stress.
I think you also could just do have one bank and then a barrel roll. That would land you in a nice spot to block up the position behind or for the small ships. But you don't really have any way to punish that.
No.
Because of where your other ships are.
But Ketsu probably going for the 3 hard to the right or 3 bank to the right. Knowing that she might hit the rock, maybe even land on the rock, but at least getting rid of the stress and the strain.
Yeah, I think you just accept that Ketsu isn't shooting this turn.
Yeah. Because Bananakin will probably go for a hard 2, getting back into the fight there, trying to finally shoot that torpedo into Ketsu.
But here's the thing, Ketsu isn't going to stay there.
No.
So you won't get to shoot
the
range
won't be
1
a range
torpedo.
1. No,
but at least getting a shot is nice.
Yeah, it's always nice. So maybe actually a hard 3 to get the free evade, because you're going through the cloud anyway. The 2...
You're not taking shots on Anakin this turn.
No, most
I highly doubt that. Maybe if old Terok is doing 2 Talon roll, that could be a maneuver, or the K-turn from
or some bumping
old
shenanigans.
Terok.
If he goes for a hard 2 and then Terok just decides to activate first and just bump into everyone, he stays there.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
that could be quite bad.
So here we see Shakti blocking up that space.
Smashing through. Getting rid of the token, maybe getting the strain back. Let's see. No strain.
No. So activating Talonbane first there is interesting, because that would leave you right in front of Shakti, which is
a bad
nice
day for Shakti.
For Talonbane.
Yeah. Okay, Bananakin
depending of course where Anakin
the
ends
force
up.
to roll out. Okay.
Yep.
Rolling straight. And the 3 hard. I think the roll forward might have avoided the cloud.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, no punishment from the cloud, but except no actions. So that's the focus he could have had.
Yeah.
And he spent the force on the roll, so he doesn't have force modification. Obi-Wan, 1 hard, staying stressed.
And one hard from Obi-Wan, stay stressed, but it serves maybe the same function as the 1 bank barrel roll, but now you might have a shot.
Yeah.
The only fear being the 1 bank from Ketsu might actually not bump. Okay, but she did
no, he went for the 3 hard, overlap the gas cloud, but not stressed anymore.
Yeah.
Won't be able to rotate or anything.
Does she take another strain? Nope.
No, she's out of red tokens, finally. The bump there, that's... Oh, both. Oh, bumping both. Wait, oh, that's going to be... he's not getting any shots there.
That's what SONDRE needed at this point. Now he has some nice shot. He has a
Obi-Wan has a really good shot at
in
CLT
Obi-Wan has a really good shot into Talonbane.
Yeah.
And
so does Anakin.
And Anakin and Shakti has some interesting shots, probably into Ketsu, because of her lower agility.
Yeah, and Concordia is active.
Right. So I think you just leave Talonbane here.
Yeah.
So what are we checking for with Anakin's arc there, where if Anakin was in range 1 of Talonbane, because in that case he would lose his evade token. Not that it mattered, but it might matter because of Shakti. So here we have Anakin doing some damage into Talonbane.
Yeah, everything went through. He did crit, and the crit is a blinded pilot, I think. I hit crit. Yeah, everything went through.
So that's half points on Talonbane. That's what Sondre needed.
Yeah.
And Anakin might be able to do even more damage to Talonbane.
Yeah. Might take him out.
And here we just check the arcs to check that none of Andreas' ships can shoot.
Yeah, but
Let's see Shock these shot first.
So she would have more dice against less dice if she shoots at Ketsu. And is it going to be obstructed? Let's.
It's not because
yeah.
Well, yeah, it might actually be.
No,
yeah,
I don't think it is.
I think it's not. No.
Okay, but checking with Anakin first.
Yeah, it's shooting with Anakin first.
I would assume the range 1 into Talonbane.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
With 3 dice, range 1.
Oof! Whoa!
This is what Sondre needs to be in the game.
Yeah. Takes hit crit. That's a dead Talonbane.
Hit crit. That's a dead Talonbane. That evens out the playing field a lot.
Structural damage, dead Talonbane.
Obi-Wan is.
Okay, the game is somehow back on. Yeah, structural damage is the last shot, and a lot of the structure is damaged. Is what I want to say.
Yeah.
Okay, Shakti, range 2 in bullseye. To get the right reading for the bullseye, he needs to actually activate just the bullseye itself, but I don't think it's obstructed.
I think they saw it wasn't obstructed from the overlay there.
Yeah.
Or the arc overlay.
Because the front arc is for sure not obstructed, but the bullseye was on the edge. And because it is 2 different weapons,
and because the Eta 2 has 2 different attacks, it's different. But it looks like he's shooting into.
He's shooting into Old Terok, yes.
Into Old Terok. That's a mistake.
Concordia. Yeah, no, that was not going to happen.
That's a mistake, but I mean, it looks tempting to shoot into the ship with that few hit points, but with Concordia, it's almost useless to shoot at them at range 1. When I'm uncertain about which shots to take, I mean, there are different ways to think about it. But in my experience, when I'm in a position where I'm unsure which shot to take, and the shot I would prefer is bad, I prefer to take shots into ships where the damage is more likely to stick.
Yeah.
Like, Sondre wasn't going to kill any of the ships this turn.
No.
But just plinking 1 or 2 shields into Ketsu might be valuable later.
Yeah. All right, so now we have 1 less ship to think about. Ketsu probably wants to stay in the fight, or maybe do the 5k again. Getting ready for later. Because the 3 hard there. 5k is interesting. Too hard might force him to rotate the arc, or might do some kind of weird bump, not sure, and might actually put him at range 1 of Anakin if Anakin just goes rather slow there.
Yeah, that leaves Anakin with in fear of getting tractored onto that rock, but
sure. Hard to. If Anakin goes like 3 straight or something, ends up in the middle of everything there, then Ketsu can't turn hard enough to get him, I think.
I think you're right.
Like a 3 straight with Anakin is probably a safe
That's a good move,
spot.
and it's almost impossible to punish.
Yeah, because if Ketsu turns, he's outmaneuvering her. If Ketsu 5Ks, then she's like kind of far and inefficient, and with a 3 he gets the evade. So I think the 3 straight for Anakin is the good decision. Because Talonbane can't
Yeah,
really
I
go
can see
anywhere
that.
super smart. Talonbane, Terok.
Old Terra could just disengage here.
Yeah, disengage.
Do
The
a
5k or
3
3
back
bank.
into the corner.
Yeah.
Boosting around if
Yeah.
necessary.
Yeah, he moves at the end.
Or turn around, do a K turn or something.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, Katon might be actually quite efficient. Okay.
Shakti and Obi-Wan are have to move before Old Terok, and that's a problem in some way.
Yeah, yeah. Where can Obi-Wan really go? He's stressed. He doesn't want to be in a position that's going to be too close to Ketsu. He might continue staying stressed with like a one hard to the left or something. Somehow hiding behind a cloud.
The problem with that move is it's really scary if Andreas decides to K-turn with Old Terok.
I might still actually be. I think the one hard it hides him behind the cloud from most vectors.
Maybe.
Or is it
I'm
two
unsure. Yeah,
puts him
maybe.
through? I think the one hard land on the cloud, be protected there. He has some force left, and then
Obi-Wan has 2 force left.
Yeah, 2.
So,
and Shakti can probably barrel before, like in the system phase, barrel to the right, to her left, but to our right.
yeah, and just do a slow forward maneuver or something. Yeah.
Paul in the chat says, "Go Porgs, go Porgs."
Both of these players are from Porg Squadron in Trondheim.
And so are you. It's Porgs everywhere.
So am I. Although I don't live in Trondheim anymore, but yeah, I'm representing. So I played both of these guys a lot. So it looks like
Shakti went
looks like
boost and then 5 straight. Woohoo! All the way there to block the 5k. Well, I'm not sure blocking the 5k is a great idea. Obi-Wan banking, getting rid of this stress, and yeah, he bumped, so no actions there. Yeah.
There's the 5k. Yeah,
for the 5k that fails.
Good,
yeah, but he's just gonna tractor Shakti like a one forward or something, and then he's gonna shoot at her, and she will be strained and tracted. It's gonna be a bad day for Shakti.
That's gonna be a bad day, but also it looks like Anakin has the range 1 shot.
Yep. Yes, it is. And Terok getting there, also getting a shot at Shakti. No real way to go anywhere. Yeah, checking if he went to the cloud. He did not. Porgs for life, says Robert. We have 9 minutes on the clock. I think that's going to be a bad day for Shakti. And Andreas is already in the lead with a 80-57 score.
What's going on right now? Are they? They're trying to figure out whether I think they're trying to figure out whether Ketsu count as going over that debris cloud, even though she didn't land on it, or even though the part of the maneuver she executed did not go over it, her template did. If I remember the rules correctly, that would mean she didn't go over it, so she wouldn't have to roll for the strain.
No, not now at least. But she's stressed, which is not great. Because next turn she's gonna have to do a 3 turn again or something. Andreas seems to be quite happy having her stressed forever. Because if he had done the 3 turn that we somehow thought about, they would have been able to put Anakin on the rock and then a good shot at Obi-Wan or something like that.
Yeah.
But he went for the K turn. Multi-Shade Minis says, "Gå till svär." Gå till svärden.
Okay, so Andreas decided to boost with Alterok. I think that's a defensive move to remove the focus token from Anakin's advanced proton torpedo that's going into Ketsu right now. It leaves you with one less shot on Shock T.
Yeah,
and it leaves Obi-Wan with a shot.
Yeah, that's not what I would have done. And then he's gonna move. Oh, he's thinking about moving her this. What? Why?
That leaves both Ketsu and Alterok in with Shock T in the arc.
Yeah. I wasn't sure that would actually leave Ketsu with a shot, but it does. Yeah.
It was risky, but I think Andreas saw that.
Yeah.
So in that case, that's a really good move. It looks like Obi-Wan is in range 1 of Alterok, which means because of Concordia face-off, the shot is unlikely to do any damage. Okay, so Shakti decides to move around, take a stress to move around there, getting that range 1 with the bullseye into Ketsu.
Obi-Wan would shoot first, and he has a range 1, not in the bullseye, so 3 versus 3. Concordia is active.
With Concordia, yeah. Obi-Wan has a lot of force, so he might decide to spend. Yeah, he does. Are you thinking about it? Yeah, they
forgot to get the force back.
They just realized they forgot to put the force back.
Rolls to evade,
but
Concordia 3.
It didn't matter on this shot.
More than safe. Right, now it's the shots onto Shakti. Is gonna start with Ketsu, I assume?
They looked at the arc for Ketsu earlier, so it's probably Ketsu.
Yeah. Ketsu, hit crit fearless, because of course turning activated fearless. 1 evade. That's a hit crit on Shakti. Could be it. What is the crit?
Shakti had already taken a shield. Or
she
actually doesn't have any shield.
So. No. And she took a few leak, which is nothing because she only has 1 health left.
Yeah.
And then that's...
The strain is removed, so Shakti gets an extra die on the shot from Alterok.
But 2 versus 4 and shot that has fearless active. Well, fearless is going to be pretty good.
He has to focus, and it's just spend it. You're not going to get shot at.
He's not thinking about fearless. Is he not in arc of Shakti? Well, it won't matter. She's dead.
Doesn't matter. That's a dead Shakti.
That's a dead Shakti. Looking everywhere if he has a focus somewhere. Or a force laying around. I'm afraid you do not.
So what's interesting is he could have used Obi-Wan's ability to
keep the focus,
to get back a force charge earlier. So if it's not about that might have been an option.
Obi-Wan ability to get a force back earlier? No, Obi-Wan lets you get a focus back by spending one of his force.
Oh, it's who am I thinking of? Palpatine, I think.
Yeah, something like that. Or Yoda.
Oh, Yoda, of course. Yeah. So here we have.
That's the proton torpedo for 3 hits and a crit onto Ketsu.
Actually, there's 3 crits and a hit.
Oh, 3 crits and a hit. Yep. I misspoke. There's 2 natural crits and then an extra special from the torpedo effect. 1 evade takes 3 crits. Shield crits on Ketsu. And the crit is a...
That's hull breach.
So first crit as a hull breach.
All damage are crits. That might hurt.
That might hurt, especially since she can't shake it next round. But we only have 2 minutes and 50 seconds left, and there's 128 points for the Scum and only 57 for the Republic. I think that is pretty much game over.
Looks like it. what would killing Ketsu do?
Hard to say. I mean, there's no really any way going straight or left for her, because that would just put
But
her
I mean, points
outside.
wise, would that
Oh,
be enough to put Sandra in the lead?
Ketsu is 42.5. No, that would put Sondre at 99, which is still 29 points down.
Yeah, but Ketsu isn't halved yet. So if he can manage to kill Ketsu in one turn, and that's
7 damage.
not impossible with
it's
that's
okay.
not impossible with the hull breach.
Yeah, okay, not impossible. If he does that, yeah, then he gets in the lead, 140 to 128.
Yeah, so that's the play.
And
I think that's
also
the play.
not losing Obi-Wan, who's already
hard
half.
for that.
Yeah. But Ketsu could actually decide to somehow disengage, getting behind the cloud. It's not going to be very helpful. The whole bridge can't be fixed. She for sure doesn't get an action, so she can't just turn and take a rotate to get arc. Maybe actually the too hard is
There's
the
1 minute
answer.
left on the clock, so this is going to be the last round.
That's the last round. Trying to force a bump.
There's good reasons to just one bank Ketsu into the corner.
Yeah, hide her
Or
behind the
maybe a 2
cloud.
or 3 bank.
Yeah.
Yeah, get behind the cloud and get in a position where Sondre's ships are unlikely to be.
Yeah.
Sondre on his hand could probably barrel roll and then straight with Anakin.
Yeah.
And then do a bank maneuver with Obi-Wan.
One bank, 1 or 2 bank. Maybe even a 2 hard with Obi-Wan. Neither of the ships are encumbered with a lack of force or any red tokens. Yeah, I think old Terok won't really go anywhere. He's stressed. So 2 hard somewhere. Yeah.
I mean, another way to win for Sandra is killing old Tarok. But
Terok is 59
I think that's even harder.
points, so 59 points would not help. Killing Terok doesn't help at all. He needs to kill Ketsu.
He has to kill Ketsu.
Or half both, that gives him 72 points.
That's not gonna happen.
No, it's not gonna happen.
You need both your ships to get shot and gets.
It would be enough. If you half both, he has 129 points to the 128 on the other side. It's not gonna happen, but if it would.
Okay, that's interesting. Yeah.
That also is enough. Okay, so as you said,
so
3 there.
He's going for Ketsu.
Getting focus evade on Anakin. He didn't click on the evade, but
forgetting to turn down the evade, but that doesn't really matter. It's the last turn, and Andreas is unlikely to get points on Anakin. Thinking about the action, ending up doing the focus.
Yeah. So as we thought,
Alterok just bailing out.
Bailing out. So yeah, and then just getting there. He's gonna be behind the cloud from Obi-Wan, but not from Anakin.
Yeah, obstructed and not in the bullseye.
Crit, that's no strain. And so there it's 2 versus 3. 3 in the cloud and force. 1. Well, spend the force. No, there's no die roll that makes that.
If you're really unlucky, you have to spend your force. But,
yeah, that's it. Okay, and then a range 1 there, 3 versus 2.
Yeah, so it's not. You need all crits here and then an incredible string.
Oh yeah, and he got nothing.
Yeah, no. You spent the target luck earlier.
Yeah, so
I think that's game.
That's game. That's it. Yeah. All right. Kevin on the other table won 248 against Gaute, and Eirik won 105 against Magnus. And Leif won 283 over Håkon. So Leif, Kevin, Eirik, and So Sondre from Andreas move to the top 4.
So when is the next round starting? Is it in 10 minutes?
Yeah, I guess in 10 minutes, as soon as possible, so I can go to bed, not too late. All right, then we can say thank you for people to watch the stream. I will cut the stream and immediately start it over, so I have a cut when I export this to YouTube. Thank you, Adil, for commenting. You're staying on for game 2?
Yeah, if you will have me, I'll stay on. Thank you for having me. It's fun to commentate.
Super. Then you'll stay on. All right, I will cut the stream.